Recently, I was exposed to a new sport. It's called armored combat. It's pretty much what it sounds like. And you know what? I want to try it.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma, we'll take a swing at a radical sport. Visit an oil man's fantasy-turned-city park. Check out a different kind of dragon. Chase the big bass on Grand Lake. Fly down to a new perch on Medicine Creek. And touchdown for Tex-Mex. Come with us to Discover Oklahoma.
Hello and welcome to one of the most beautiful pools in Oklahoma. I'm Dino, Lalli.
And I'm Lauren Nelson. We're at the historic Wentz Pool and Camp in Ponca City. What a spectacular summer destination.
This place is half water park, half fairyland, 300,000 gallons of sparkling water surrounded by what the creator called his castle. All nearly a century old, it was dreamed up and paid for by Ponca City oil man Lou Wentz. He was one of the richest men in the world in the 20s, and when he died in 1949, he willed every bit of the park to the boys and girls of Ponca City.
And man, are they enjoying it.
They are, almost as much as Jason Grubbs enjoyed his trip with videographer Chris Cook to Grand Lake recently to do a little bass fishing.
If you take a look at Tony Coatney's Facebook page, you'll see lots of fish and smiling faces.
That's one of my favorite things, is taking a kid out, getting their first fish. Because the smile you see on that face, it's unbelievable.
Tony is a fishing pro with the Shangri-La Resort Guide Service, and Grand Lake is his home.
All right, Tony, how long have you been fishing out here on this water?
All my life.
We're ready.
For the past 25 years, he's guided guests to his favorite fishing holes.
We're gonna go down past Horse Creek.
How big is Grand Lake?
1,350 miles of shoreline. Probably about 68 miles long.
Out here, you'll catch crappie, catfish, and largemouth bass.
There's no secrets. You just gotta know when to fish them and what to use.
Tony likes to catch and release the bass.
It's just a personal thing. We're wanting the largemouth to grow up and get big. What brings a lot of people to Grand Lake is our fishing tournaments. And the last thing tournament anglers want to know that the guides aren't cleaning all the fish.
Whatever else you catch,
We'll clean their fish up for them, bag them up, and let them take them home.
Tony has 4 and 8 hour trips.
I average probably 300 trips a year here from March to October.
He can take up to 3 people on his fully rigged boat, complete with plenty of poles and his trusty fish finding gadgets.
I can't go without them.
Tony says fishing is a quiet sport. You don't want to be chatting out here, making a bunch of noise walking around on the boats, because those fish can hear you. Oh! No, lost alarm.
Yep, I'm just working it down. There's a bunch of concrete laying down through there.
They like to hide down there.
They like that fresh water coming in. It's an ambush spot for them.
Okay.
See, what they're doing is the fish are laying right down in there. That fresh water and all the minnows are coming out of there with them. There's a fish right there.
Oh. Hang on. Oh, man, I thought I had him on there. Fish on. All right.
That's a little fish.
Tony's much better at this than I am. Of course, he is the pro. But if you don't know anything about the sport, not to worry. He's excited to teach you. On Grand Lake, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
You can contact guide Tony Coatney at 918-964-0049. To reel in other guided fishing trips around the state, go to travelok.com/fishing guides.
All these medieval turrets make me want to go slay a dragon or maybe rescue a damsel in distress. Do you need any help, by the way?
I don't yet, but when you hit me with one of those dad jokes, I probably will.
Okay.
In the meantime, how about some armored combat? Yes, it's a thing that we can do or watch. Augustus Cook and videographer Chris Cook take a swing at this medieval pastime.
I first saw armored combat in a demonstration at Scottfest in Tulsa, and I knew immediately I absolutely had to try it. While they do demonstrations like the one I first saw, Armored Combat is actually a championship sport.
This is competitive, full contact. We submit through pain or by putting our opponent down on the ground.
Real fighting and real armor with real weapons. They're blunted, but they're still real, and they still leave nasty bruises even with the armor on.
Men and women from 3 clubs in Oklahoma City and Tulsa compete for national, regional, and world titles.
It's basically medieval MMA, so there are different styles that we fight. We've got pro fights, which is your closest to MMA. You're in a ring, there's full takedowns, it's jiu-jitsu, grappling, MMA, punches, all of it. That's also done by weight classes. We then have melees, which are probably the most fun, and that's the team aspect.
Being someone raised on Lord of the Rings and medieval history, I am a kid in a candy store here, albeit a candy store full of very heavy and dangerous stuff. But enough watching. I have to try it. But first, a few pointers on what's not covered by your armor.
You have gaps here. You keep your arms in. You protect those gaps with the fins and the armor. So whenever your arm comes out, it needs to come back quickly. It's like boxing? Yeah. I thought I'd ever boxed. Yeah.
But now it's time to get suited up.
All right, sorry, we're gonna squeeze your head in. All right, so this.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right.
All right, here's your axe.
And the rules here are pretty simple. You go hit the other person for 60-second rounds or until one of you hits the dirt.
I'll yell when there's 30, and then I'll yell when there's 10, and then I'll stop the fight.
It's kind of weird at first to think about hitting someone with an axe, but after a few times, it kind of starts to feel natural. This is the real deal. It may look and feel like what you see in the movies, but there's no choreography, no second takes, and no pulling punches. Just you, your combatant, and several hundred pounds of steel. After a couple rounds, they tell me I'm ready for the melee, which is a group fight, 3-on-3, and it is beautiful, chaotic carnage. And honestly, as a first-timer, I didn't really know what was going on. I was just happy to be there. It seems simple on paper, until you're in the middle of a 6-person dog pile, and you can't tell who's on your side until they're swinging a weapon at you. I managed to keep my feet until I'm finally cornered and thrown to the ground, which is not the ending I was hoping for, but it leaves me wanting to try it again.
What's your impression of what we do?
This is incredible.
Yeah?
There's nothing like this.
I loved it so much, I joined one of the clubs and then signed up for something called a Rookie Rumble a few weeks later in Oklahoma City.
It's an opportunity for our newer fighters to get a chance to put armor on, make contact with other fighters in a relatively casual format.
The people at the Oklahoma City Club are just as fun and welcoming as the Tulsa groups. And not just to me, but also to the spectators who came by to check it out.
I'm a big nerd. I've been, ever since I could walk, I was swinging sticks at trees. I was fighting dragons in my yard. I used to build wood swords and shields. It's been kind of in my blood. And so now I grow up and I have some adult money. So we're gonna try it and hurt myself.
And even if you don't want to step into the list yourself, Blake says you should still come and enjoy Armored Combat as a spectator.
Come watch it because the people are cool. How often do you get to see real armor, real swords? I mean blunted, of course, but you don't get that. It's like watching the movies and actually living out the movies.
Living out my childhood fantasies in Northwest Oklahoma City, I'm Augustus Cook for Discover Oklahoma.
There are 3 armored combat clubs in Oklahoma. To find out how to join, where to go and watch, or to hire them for your event, go to travelok.com/armored combat.
I'm not sure what Gus is going to try next.
I don't think I even want to axe.
You're slaying me, man. But I think you had a good idea with the dragon. I say let's try it.
Sand dragon, that is, something you'll have to see and hear to believe.
That's still ahead, plus cottages so cute, they'll make you wish you could fly in for a visit. And an airport restaurant so good, people do just that. Back in 90 seconds.
There are some things you just can't contain. Oklahoma Today magazine is bursting with culture. Mind-blowing restaurants, trips, adventures, and so much more. Open your copy, then hit the open road. Unleash your curiosity. Set your spirit free. Subscribe today for only $14.95. Oklahoma Today magazine. Break through the ordinary.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the shores of Lake Ponca. This is the time of the year when a water view is especially sought after. And down in Medicine Park, there is a wonderful destination that gives you a bird's eye view of a legendary Oklahoma stream.
Come along with videographer Tommy Evans and me to these cottages perched along Medicine Creek. In Medicine Park, you'll find some colorful, unique cottages, not for the birds, but for you.
We wanted to do something that people would stop and take a picture of, and being a quirky town that specializes in being hippie-like, we thought it would be a lot of fun, so we started working on the design to actually look like a birdhouse.
Why birdhouses?
Well, Medicine Park is the gateway to the refuge, and bird watchers from all over the United States come to see the species of birds that we have, everything from eagles to painted buntings to beautiful, beautiful birds. And we thought how fun it would be to pay homage to the bird watchers.
These cottages are birds of a feather, as they're each thoughtfully designed to represent a native Medicine Park bird.
The cardinal and the bluebird both have roll-in, no-step barriers and large showers and things that would help everybody with some type of special needs feel at home. The interior designs, pillows and paintings all reflect those birds, the cardinal and the bluebird.
Next, you'll fly into the painted bunting cottage.
The painted bunting is one of the most beautiful birds, and so few people have actually been able to see them that we thought that to decorate in those colors and do a painting of the bunting. And we have literature not only for Oklahoma tourism in each room, but also bird watching and about birds of Oklahoma and things of that nature.
I stayed in the painted bunting, and I can't wait to go back. Everything is provided. I mean, you just don't have to think about what you might need. And then looking out the window, it's wonderful.
And finally, there's the Hummingbird Cottage, which includes an outdoor sitting area to enjoy a bird's eye view of the creek.
Well, honestly, my first draw to them was that they were so cute and unique. You know, from the outside, it's just an unusual stay, but then when you get in, it's very spacious. The mattress is so comfy. You have everything you could possibly need, and then really kind of the prime thing for Medicine Park is right in the center of town.
Location is everything, and here you're free as a bird to walk to shops, restaurants, and more. Plus, your car can nest in a designated space during your stay, a premium during the busy season.
These are like glorified hotel rooms. You come in, there's no muss, no fuss. You've got a microwave, a little mini fridge, coffee maker, and basically the shops are there. We do have a little snack basket that has some breakfast items, but you know, we're encouraging people to get out, go across to the little bakery or to the White Buffalo Trading or Joe Mountain's coffee shop. Just so many cute areas that we think will really be fun for people to get out and explore. There's fishing, there's kayaking, the bike riding is just amazing. And motorcycles love to come here for day trips. So there's a lot Medicine Park has to offer, and the history too. It's a lot of fun. So there's a lot of things for kids, grown-ups, singles, tourists. It really fills the bill.
The Birdhouse Cottages haven't been open long, but they're booking fast. You can peep at their website at travelok.com/birdhouses.
And be sure and pay for your birdhouse in advance, and that way you don't have to worry about the bill.
Okay, did somebody write that pun for you, or did you just wing it?
I'm going to take the fifth, but I will tell you that you can wing yourself to the next destination, and a lot of people do.
Let's fly by Enrique's at the Ponca City Airport with videographer Brian Boone. You've heard of a restaurant being worth the drive, but what about a restaurant that's worth a flight? That's what people say about Enrique's Mexican restaurant in Ponca City.
If the weather's fine, I'll fly down every day except Saturday.
It's really amazing when I think about that, because I just think it's crazy that people, first of all, fly somewhere, you know, just to eat. We have a couple people who, come in 3 or 4 times a week, and they just fly in and eat.
Located in the Ponca City Airport, Enrique's has been serving up delicious, authentic Mexican food for more than 3 decades.
So we start working, and it was just about 8 people. Me and my wife and my sister-in-law with his husband and her daughter. And we just start working. The first day, I think we sold like $23 worth of coffee. We didn't sell any food. We make the food that we eat at my house. My wife cooks, she's a Mexican, and she cooks, and the same food that we cook at the house, we bring it over here.
Started in '83 and really have just kept growing. We're family owned. My parents started it in '83, and then I started running it about 16 years ago. We try to keep it really authentic. All our sauces are made from scratch. It's not typical Taco Bell flavors. Most of them were just created from them having to eat lunch here, so they would make up something and let the customers try it, and they liked it, so they threw it on the menu. For the most part, it's the menu that they created 30 years ago.
Enrique and his daughter Mercedes run the restaurant and serve up their amazing food to a packed restaurant day in and day out.
One of our top sellers is our hot and spicy Texas burrito. It is super spicy, so not everybody can handle it. It's a large hot burrito. It's got chuck roast. It's made in a jalapeno gravy, topped with jack cheese, and smothered with that gravy as well. So it sells really well. Our basic enchiladas, we have 3 different sauces, and those sauces were created then and have stayed the same recipes and everything. Our tamales, we make those fresh as well, which is great.
I haven't had everything, but I have never had a bad meal.
The consistency of the quality of food that we have here, it never changes from time to time.
Every Mexican restaurant has chips and salsa, but Enrique's chips are different than anything you'll find anywhere else.
Our chips, of course, is something that's unique to us. We make our corn tortillas fresh. She's back there making them the whole time we're working, and they take them straight from the grill to the fryer, and they puff up. People call them little pillows.
The chips are very unique. You can go to any Mexican restaurant throughout the United States, and I've been to a lot of them, and none of them have the same quality of these chips here.
Our salsa, for sure, we go through about 30 gallons of salsa, if not more than that, a week.
So no matter how you get here, be sure to put Enrique's on your list for must-try Mexican meals.
We really try to give them a great experience when they come, giving them great service, and again, our authentic and homemade food made every day. It's a flavor like what you would have at home, visiting your grandma, recipes from generations back. And I think that the flavor of our food alone is worth traveling and trying.
Oh, it's worth it. I mean, if you fly, drive, or walk, I mean, yeah. It's really a neat place, it really is.
Enrique's is open every day except Sunday. You can find out more at travelok.com/Enrique's.
We are not done yet. Next, we are headed south, and I mean in a hurry. We're going Sand Dragon next.
Then we'll find out why in the world a Pond Creek restaurant is called Greasy Steve's and why that shouldn't scare you off. Be right back.
In Oklahoma, the #1 cause of accidental death of children under 5 is drowning. So if you are in or around water this summer, be sure to have the kids in life jackets.
And if you're at a state park and don't have life jackets for your kids, you can borrow one. Let's all work together to keep our kids safe this summer. Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. This gorgeous facility in Ponca City offers cabins and the beautiful shoreline of Lake Ponca for walking or picnicking. Lots of places around here for quiet relaxation, but our next destination, not so much.
You better get ready to rumble and experience extreme rooster tails. We are headed to Atoka with gearhead and videographer Brian Boone for some Sand Dragon. This is what life in the fast lane looks like at the annual Heartland Nationals at the Atoka Motorsports Park. This is Sand Dragon, a close cousin to its mainstream counterpart. In sand drag racing, the distance traveled may be significantly shorter at 300 feet, but it is equally as exciting. The reach of the sport is also impressive. People from all over race to come here.
We had a family come from California. They came 1,841 miles to be with us this weekend. We got several from Arizona, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Kansas, Missouri, Michigan.
Keith Ahart from Phoenix, Arizona has been racing in the sand for 50 years and coming to Atoka for 23 of those years.
The track is more for family
get together and whole family races. They're all super people out here, and it's just fun to come this far and have such a warm welcome and all of that out here. It's just really nice. It's 1,150 miles or so, but everybody's got to be someplace.
Now in their 31st season, the folks offer several different classes of racing, from Pro 1 cars to unlimited ATV. In this particular category, I promise the driver is not lying down on the job. Yes, speed is an important element, but that's not the only thing.
You don't have to be that fast because it's all based on consistency. So the more consistent you are, the better it is, because it's all bracket racing. You don't have to be the fastest to win. You are racing your competitor, but you're not going to leave at the same time. Not in the bracket classes anyway.
The many different classes of racing is not the only thing that's diverse, so are the drivers' ages. Meet Laura, whose mom and dad first brought her to the races when she was 6 months old. She's now 20 and has earned 5 championships.
I love that it never gets old. You can be young, old. I mean, it doesn't quit after high school, so it's always there.
And these events at Atoka Motorsports are big winners for the town of Atoka.
They're staying in our motels, they're going to our restaurants, they're eating our food, shopping at our businesses. And the community does help and likes to see racers come to Atoka.
You can bring your own food and drinks or grab a dog or a burger at the concession stand. While you savor the adrenaline rush of sand dragging, don't forget the sport's emphasis on camaraderie and plain old fun.
It's a great family sport. I mean, everyone can come.
It's just a fun hobby. It's fun, competitive. You can learn, make new friends and family, and have a good time.
Bring your picnic basket, your cooler, and your ear protection because it is loud. You can attend an informal time and tune event the second weekend of the month or drive down for the Fall Fest October the 7th and 8th. Find their website at travelok.com/Atoka Motorsports.
What's in a name, the Bard once asked?
Well, a lot of confusion in this case, but we'll clear that up when we make our last stop at Greasy Steve's Cafe in Pond Creek.
What's inside our free Oklahoma travel guide? Artistry for all 5 senses, magic around every bend, and powerful waves of inspiration. Order or download yours at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from Ponca City, where along with the fabulous Wentz Pool, there's an 18-hole golf course spread over 125 rolling acres adjacent to lovely Lake Ponca. Perfect for a golf getaway.
And here's another stop for you, 40 miles straight west of here on Highway 60.
It's a great little diner with a name that might put you off, but don't let it. Deanne Stein and videographer Tommy Evans take us to Greasy Steve's in Pond Creek.
The name of this Pond Creek Cafe is a reference to the owner's nickname, not his cooking.
A lot of people say, you know what, I saw that name and I did not even want to stop. But we are so glad that we did. A lot of people don't know, I get called Crazy Steve or Greasy Steve, or there's a lot of different variances of it.
You never know, you may find the greatest thing you've never had.
It's not like it sounds. Well, it's even a better surprise.
And often a bigger one, like this gigantic chicken fried steak served with mashed potatoes and gravy.
Well, I bought me a tenderizer and I make the chicken fries in the back room now.
He uses only fresh meat dipped in a batter that he mixed by mistake, a happy mistake.
This particular ingredient I added in turned out to be perfect.
That ingredient is top secret, and the dish, his top seller.
I had some people come up from Tecumseh, literally drive up here to eat chicken fried steak.
So you told me a lot of your things happen, like on the menu, by mistake. This is probably one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, chicken fried cheeseburger, and it was a mistake.
Turns out it wasn't a mistake putting it on the menu.
We go from the flour into buttermilk. This is how our chicken fries are done as well. You gotta be really gentle. You knock off the excess, walk over here to the fryer, and when it floats, she's done.
So did people think you were crazy for doing a breaded hamburger?
No, they really didn't think it was crazy. They think it's pretty good.
I'll be the judge of that.
It's hard to describe. It's so good though.
Yeah.
I would order that.
Oh, it's always good. It's always good and ample, plenty of it and stuff. So just depends on how hungry I am.
It's all so good. It's hard to pick a favorite.
Mine's Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah, hers is Philly cheesesteak.
That sounds really good.
It's usually food. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter.
Oh, and you can't leave without a taste of something sweet.
This is the peanut butter cake. My wife makes all of our desserts. Homemade. Really good, of course.
Or storm into Mrs. Greasy Steve's chocolate thunder cake and banana pudding.
She makes a peanut butter cream pie that's phenomenal. She just started learning how to make coconut cream pies, which are very popular.
Even more than the pies, it's the people who make Steve love his work.
You like seeing people's faces when they get food that we cook and they enjoy it.
And he says he couldn't do it without the rest of the Greasy Steve's team.
I've trained all of them, and they're good. They're really good.
Whether they're waiting on customers or whipping up his signature dishes.
And that's what it is about. It's about the people. It's about serving the people.
At Greasy Steve's in Pond Creek, I'm Deanne Stein for Discover Oklahoma.
Greasy Steve's in Pond Creek is open 7 days a week, so plan to slide by. You can find their website at travelok.com/GreasySteves. A big thank you to the folks here at Wentz Pool and Camp for hosting us this week. If you're looking for a fun summer destination for your family, come check it out.
And to find more things to do here, just go to travelok.com and search Ponca City.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover
in Oklahoma.